These are notes for Friday, April the 3rd, from Math 70, Section 7.5, page 414. This material will be on next Friday's exam, but not on today's quiz. Please remember that we also have a quiz today. If you recall what happened in class on Fridays, often there would be a quiz the first 10 minutes or so, and then we would still have a lecture. So keeping with that theme, I'm going to go ahead and cover this new material, but don't forget there's also a quiz that I'd send to you separately. Make sure you have enough time to do the quiz. Submit it to me by email by 11:59 p.m. tonight, Friday, April the 3rd. Section 7.5 deals with volume and surface area. There are a lot of formulas. Again, you don't have to memorize any of the formulas. Just look them up as you need and plug into the right formula. And just like last time, I've made very rough pictures. If you look in the book, they've got nice, smooth pictures. I'm just trying to do something very rough, like rectangular prisms and cylinders, just quick and dirty pictures to get them down. And again, whenever possible, I'll do even problems for you. Problem number 2, you're given a cone, an inverted cone that has a diameter of 12 and a height of 14. Again, I'm leaving off the units until the very end. In the book, it gives you feet. I'm leaving off the unit of feet or meters or whatever until the very end. So the diameter distance across the circle here going through the center is 12, so half of that is the radius. R is 6. We need the radius because the formula involves the radius, 1/3 pi r squared h for a cone. So 1/3 times pi times the radius, which is 6 squared, times the height of 14. Punch that in your calculator, you get 168 pi, which is approximately 527.79 cubic feet, or feet cubed. Remember, volume is cubic units. We use square units, later on square units, for area or surface area. Problem 4, you're given a cube. The length of a side is 7.5. The formula for the volume of a cube is simply the side cube, s cubed. So we have 7.5 cubed. Punch that in your machine, you get 421.88 meters cubed, rounded to the nearest hundredth. The homework asks to give the answer to the nearest hundredth, so 875, I believe, is what it came out to be, rounds to 88. Again, cubic meters. Number 6, you're given a right circular cylinder. Again, they give you the diameter is 8, which means the radius is half of that, which is 4. We want the radius because the formulas are usually given in terms of radius. And the height is 8. So the formula for the volume is pi r squared h. That's pi times 4 squared times 8. Multiply that all out and you get 128 pi, which is 402.12 centimeters squared. Again, if you have a pi button on your calculator, just go ahead and hit times pi. If you don't, then multiply by 3.14. If you multiply by 3.14, you might get an answer that's slightly different from mine, because my calculator, of course, when you have pi, it goes 3.1415926, etc., 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 which is more accurate than just 3.14. Number 8, you're asked for the volume of this box, this cube, and surface area. Surface area, so that if you have one side of 14, the surface area is 6s squared, so 6 times 14 squared comes out to be 1,176 square feet. This time it's square feet because we're doing surface area. Problem 10. Again, you're given a diameter of a sphere of 2, which means the radius is half of that, or 1 centimeter. Formula for the surface area is 4 pi r squared. Again, don't memorize any of these. Just look them up as you need for quizzes and exams and the final. You don't have to memorize any of these. So I just plug in 1. You can't get a number easier to plug in than 1, except for perhaps 0. So 4 pi 1 squared is just 1. So that gives me 4 pi, 12.57 centimeters squared. 12, you have an inverted cone, and we're asking for the surface area. And again, they give us diameter of 3, which means the radius is 1.5. Formula for the surface area of this cone, you've got the lateral side and the bottom there. So the bottom is pi r squared, it's a circle. And then the lateral side, the slanted side, is pi r l. L stands for the slant height, which in this case is 9. So plugging everything in, pi r squared, 1.5 squared, plus pi times r of 3 times L of 9. and work that all out, 29.25 pi, or 91.89 feet squared, or square feet. Problem 29, you're asking something about the Panama Canal, which is basically a huge box, 1,000 by 110 by 43 feet. So the volume is just length times width times height, 1,000 times 110 times 43. Comes out to be 4,730,000 cubic feet. Then we're given that there's 7.48 gallons per cubic foot. I line up the units so that the feet cube would cancel out. So I have the 4,730,000 feet cubed times 7.48 gallons per cubic foot. And it comes out to be this much, 35,380,400 gallons. 33, we're told again that we have a diameter of 15, which means the radius is half of that, 7.5. The formula for the surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. 4 pi times 7.5 squared, that's 225 pi, which is approximately 706.86 centimeters squared. Again, if you punch in 3.14 for pi because you don't have a pi button, you might get a number that's slightly off of mine. Mine, again, I just hit pi, and pi automatically on the calculator gives me 3.141592653, whatever. 35, you have a right circular cylinder, including the top and the bottom. Formula for the surface area S is 2 pi r squared. That's for the two circles on the top and the bottom. Each one is pi r squared. That's 2 pi r squared. And then plus 2 pi r h is for this lateral side here for the surface area. Okay, so we're computing the surface area, which means suppose I were to paint the outside of this cylinder, this can, the outside plus the top and the bottom. This is how much surface area that is. So 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h, 2 pi times 4 squared plus 2 pi 4 times 12. This is 32 pi plus 96 pi, comes out to be 128 pi. Punch it in the machine, 402.12 inches squared. 39, you have a pyramid, a square base, which is 9, and a slant height of 12. Okay, so I'm using the formula for the surface area, s squared plus 2sl. L is the slant height. So that's going to be 9 squared plus 2 times 9 times 12. That comes out to be 81 plus 216, or 297 square inches. Okay, and finally I wanted to go back and do one of the odd problems because I hadn't shown you how to do the volume of a sphere. So I'm going back to problem number 5, which is supposed to be here evidently, but I wanted to make sure I do all the even ones. So for the volume of a sphere, the formula is 4/3 pi r cubed. They give me a diameter of 3, which means the radius is 1.5. So the formula is 4/3 pi r, in this case 1.5 cubed. So punch that out, you get 4.5 pi, or 14.14 centimeters cubed. So these are notes for Friday, April the 3rd for Math 77.5. Again, don't forget to do the quiz. The quiz is due on Friday the 3rd, 11:59 p.m. Email me your answers. It covers 7.4 and 7.3. And the quiz is open book, open notes, but no discussion.